Welcome to the feature interview. I'm Noah Hayden on Emory and Henry Reports. Today we have Jim Harrison, Director of the Outdoor Program here at Emory and Henry College. Thank you for coming on the show.
Happy to be here.
Talk about the Outdoor Program. What does it entail? How many different outdoor sports do you guys have going on over there?
The Outdoor Program, it actually houses two programs. We have the Leadership Program and the Adventure Program. The Leadership Program, is for the student who wants to lead trips, be the person who's responsible for taking people out into the backcountry. And we engage the full spectrum of adventure sports. So hiking, backpacking, caving, paddling, and that's, canoeing and whitewater rafting, and also mountain biking, rock climbing, bouldering. So.
Recently, over spring break, you were able to go down to northern Florida. Talk about that trip and what it was like.
Sure. The leadership program, every year, the participants turn into an expedition team. So we had 10 leadership students who worked the fall semester and the spring semester to plan and then implement that plan for an expedition and kind of an immersion into backcountry leadership. So the students really take me and the assistant director of the program, Brandon Dell, on the trip. So these guys worked so hard, and they did just a great job because the trip went off without a hitch. So we left the Friday of spring break and drove down to the Suwannee River, which is a blackwater river. So it drains the Okefenokee Swamp, and the water's black, and it looks kind of eerie at first when you get on it. Then we paddled on an average of about 15 miles a day for 6 days, and we completed 97 miles of the river. And the students took turns being leaders of the day, and it was there's some structure, in the day, in that we have briefings and debriefings, and it's a lot of reflection and analysis from both individuals and the group, in terms of leadership skills and how things are going out there. So it went very well. We had a great time.
How many students here do you have involved in both the Adventure Program and also the Leadership Program?
The Leadership Program right now, we have 12 students. The 10 on the expedition, and then right now we have 2, Kyle King and Casey Quinn, who are hiking the Appalachian Trail, and they're on the trail right now. In fact, I'm going tomorrow with Brandon Dell to Hot Springs, North Carolina, to check on them. They're taking a day off in a trail town, so we can just check on their health and bring them a couple things. And then the Adventure Program, we have probably 75 students on the roster, and some of those students engage in one activity, and some of those students do multiple trips. So we wind up running anywhere between 30 and 40 trips a year, and we fill around 350 participant slots there.
What kind of a time commitment is involved in the outdoor program? Do you have students that come for just one trip, or do you have students that sign on for the whole year? How do you get involved?
We appeal to the first year students in the fall during orientation and try to get students involved to allow students the opportunity to see what Emory's about beyond the campus, that our community beyond the campus, including the mountains and the rivers and the rock, is all part of our learning experience here. So that's one opportunity for the first years. We market our trips on the Scoop. For example, we have a women's backpacking trip going out this weekend on the 26th, led by Jessie Daddio and Hannah Clater, and they're going to set up in the cafeteria today and I believe tomorrow and try to get people on. But we also send out emails to the distribution list. So the Scoop, and then is a good place. Michael Bianchi and Grant Price are also running. They'll lead a mountain bike trip on Saturday, and so they'll also be in the cafeteria, and it's in the Scoop. And the tower will be open too on Saturday. So if you just want to stop by. So, check the Scoop, check your email, and if you see, one of the trips in the Scoop and you just want to get on our distribution list, just email me and I'll put you on there.
Cool. Let's change gears a little bit. There's a movie out right now called 127 Hours about
Sure.
the story of Aaron Ralston, and the character is played by James Franco. How does that experience about the guy that's climbing, gets his arm trapped, and cuts his arm off to survive, is that accurate? Can you talk about, since you've had experience in situations not necessarily like that, but situations out in the wild, is that a realistic event? What kind of a man did he have to be to survive that experience?
I've actually read quite a bit about the Aaron Ralston experience, and really the profile of a survivor is not that single track mind. You imagine the Sylvester Stallone character Rambo, coming to get you, that single track mind, and somehow we think of backcountry survivors as somehow just kind of single minded and driven. But Aaron Ralston demonstrates a pretty interesting brand of intelligence, because he was able to keep his composure and put together a list of options. Okay, here's the first thing I'm going to try, and here's the last thing I'll try before I try the ultimate last option, and that's breaking and then cutting my own arm off. And he knew he had a time frame before he ran out of energy and water, and wouldn't be able to carry through with his plan. And so he had the wherewithal and the ability to work through a plan. So one step at a time. He tried several different things. He tried to chip away the rock. He tried to build a hoist and work the rock out. And the last option, knowing that he was running out of time, was to cut his arm off. Really incredible, because he was 4 hours from complete self-rescue. He managed to finish the rappel. He still had, he was suspended in a slot canyon, so he still had to rappel down into the slot, with partial arm, and he managed to, construct, a tourniquet, and then hike out, and he actually met a family that was hiking in. So just an impressive, study, and story. But from my perspective, and from the outdoor program's perspective, Aaron Ralston made some big rookie mistakes. He was an extremely, talented, skilled, and experienced backcountry guide, and he didn't tell anybody where he was going. And so, had he have told, left an email or left a phone message with somebody to say, hey, this is where I'm going, he could have had somebody looking for him and ultimately, coming to his rescue, because, it's amazing he didn't die in there. So it is a very interesting, fascinating story about a survivor, but we don't really want our participants to get there, right? And if they do, we want to be heading that way to rescue them. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We're excited to have you here and involved with the college on some of the outdoor trips.
Absolutely.
All right, NPR is struggling right now. Different people in command are dropping out, resigning, or getting fired. There's a bill being lobbied through Congress about whether the government should cut funding for commercial and non-commercial public radio stations. We're going to take a look at what this could entail.